In another development, the Nigerian Senate passed a landmark amendment to the Criminal Code introducing stiffer penalties for rape and child defilement. Lawmakers say the move closes legal loopholes and strengthens child protection nationwide. Our correspondent Cynthia Akbo reports from the National Assembly.
Studies show that 1 in 6 Nigerian men experience sexual abuse before the age of 18. A figure experts say could be higher due to widespread underreporting. Within the school system, research indicates that 24% of boys are sexually molested compared to 15% of girls, underscoring the depth of the crisis. The lack of concern towards sexual violence against men and boys was a lead debate at the Senate. An observation raised by Senator Adams Oshomole on a bill read to the House by Senate Leader Okbayemi Bamidele.
The amendments proposed in this bill are in two parts. Part 1, which consists of sections 226 of 2, 227, 230, 3298, 340, and 362, seeks to amend the Principal Act to provide a stiffer penalty for offences under the Act. The Criminal Code Act is an old law enacted in 1916, and as such, most of the penalties prescribed to offenders are not in tandem.
Oshomole said the amendment eliminates gender bias in the prosecution of sexual violence while strengthening existing laws to protect children.
When these laws were passed, it was assumed, based on strong norms and tradition, that only men may defile a girl or a baby, or only men may rape a woman or a girl. From what we know now, the world has changed. Sometimes the moral levels have collapsed, and we now have to deal with complicated issues of child abuse. As things start now, the proper word to use is any person, whether the person is a girl or a boy, a woman or a man who is molested or forcefully violated. I think they should also be subject to the same punishment.
Senator Adams Oshomole argued that minors lack the capacity to consent to sexual acts, insisting on stiffer penalties, noting that defilement of minors should carry a weightier punishment. His position was further strengthened by Senator Mohammed Adamu Alero, who successfully moved an amendment prescribing life imprisonment for offenders, a motion unanimously adopted by the lawmakers.
So when I was governor, some judges complained that they found that the penalty for defilement is even smaller. It's less than the penalty for rape. I thought defilement is a much more serious offense than rape. When a man of 20 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old defile a baby of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, people like that should be in prison for at least 10 years. Because they would have destroyed those babies innocently before they grow up. So defilement should attract more punishment than rape.
Consider the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2025 and approved. The clauses 1 as recommended, clause 2 to 3 as recommended, or as amended rather. Clause further consideration of the bill and the report deferred and referred to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for further legislative action. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole?
The bill will now be transmitted to the House of Representatives for concurrence before being sent to the President for assent. If signed into law, it will represent one of Nigeria's toughest legal measures yet in the fight against sexual violence. From the National Assembly, Cynthia Agbo, Rapid TV.